Hi friends, this is Rika. Welcome to this class. This class is, as you can see, all about the element of fire. So we are going to burn up our body. We're going to create this fire inside of us, as the element of fire is about our inner strength and our inner power, our inner fire. And we will do a lot of movement to strengthen the center of our body, where our solar plexus chakra lies, which is also connected to the element of fire. We will do some twists, some turns, and get some fiery arm balances in. So to start off, we will come onto our heels into Virasana, Thunderbolt pose. And then we will start with a pranayama, the Kapalabhati Pranayama, which is a fire breathing. It's all about having forceful exhalations, and the inhalations, they happen automatically. We sit in Virasana because this lengthens our spine through the crown of our head, so we really have this opening of the respiratory tract, so we can breathe with ease. The Kapalabhati breath is, as the breathing already says, or the translation already says, it's a fire breathing to build that inner fire already, to heat up our body from the inside, to bring some movement into our digestive system, to our inner organs, and light everything up before we start with the asana practice. So before we start with this pranayama, I will shortly explain to you how it works. We will start with 3 rounds. Each round has 30, 40, 50 or 60 counts. It depends how advanced you are. If you're a beginner, start with 25 counts. If you are a little bit more advanced, start with 40 counts, and then you can add up each round 5 to 10 counts to each round. So breaths. One count is 1 breath. So as I already said in the beginning, 1 breath consists of a sharp and forceful exhalation. The inhalation happens automatically. When you have done the counts for each round, you end with a hold of the breath. You can hold simply by holding your breath, or you can do the malabandhas, so activate the malabandhas, which are the 3 main bandhas within your body, in the throat, in the tummy, and in your root. This you do by tilting first your root, so your pelvic floor up. Your navel is pressed towards the spine, and your chin comes towards your chest, and you can use your hands to intensify it a little bit, and then you hold your breath here. We will do 5 to 7 counts. Maybe we will add to 10 counts for the hold of the breath. But always, if you say this is enough, I get dizzy, I don't feel comfortable, I feel some weird sensation in my body, you stop and you keep breathing in your natural cycle of breaths. For this last hold of the breath, it's really important that you stop before you need to grasp for air. So if you have held your breath for 5 seconds and you feel like, I need that air now, you breathe in slow and steady, like this. So you're not doing it like this. That's not good. That will get you even more dizzy. So you try to get the air in slow and steady. And then you keep breathing in your natural cycles. It sounds like a lot, but it's not when you're into it. So we will start with closing our eyes, rolling our shoulders back. Take your hands onto your thighs or onto your tummy already, whatever feels comfortable for you right now. And take a few deep breaths here. Feel into your body. How do you feel? How does your body feel? Maybe you listen to your breath. How does your breath feel? Then you feel into your mind. How does your mind feel? What thoughts come into your mind? Try to grasp the thoughts. Try to let the thoughts pass by like clouds. Each time a thought pops up, you let it go with your exhalation, moving past your inner eye. And then I invite you to set an intention for today's practice. It can be as simple as I feel powerful. I feel my inner strength. And repeat this intention for yourself for 3 times. And you can keep your eyes closed or peel open your eyes. We start with a deep inhalation through our nose. Deep exhale through the nose. Inhale to exhale sharp. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Exhale slow and steady. Maybe activate your Malabandhas. And slow and steady inhale. Breathe in your normal cycles of breath in your natural rhythm. Feel into your body. Feel into your breath. And without manipulating your breath, keep on breathing in your natural cycles. Feel into the in and exhalations. And we move into the second round. This time add 5 or 10 counts to your breaths. Inhale deep. Exhale deep. Inhale to exhale sharp. Slow and steady exhale. Maybe activate your Malabandhas. Hold your breath for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow and steady inhale. Keep breathing in your normal cycles again. Maybe you feel some heat in your body already. Maybe you feel a change of your breathing. One more deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale for the third round. Can again add 10 or 5 counts to your breathing. And then the last exhale is slow and steady. Get out all the air of your lungs. Maybe activate your bandhas. Stay here for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, slow and steady. Feel one more time into your body. Feel into the heat within your solar plexus, within your whole body. Maybe you feel your head still being cool. And this is about right, as this breathing is also clearing the mind, giving us some focus while heating up the rest of the body. Take a few more breaths here. And then with your next inhale, you can start to peel open your eyes again. And we start this class in tabletop position. So bring your knees underneath your hips, your hands underneath your shoulders, your fingers are widely spread. Make sure that the back of your feet are in the mat, so really strong hands, really strong feet, really strong shins. And with your inhale, start to lower your navel towards the mat, lift up your chest into cow position. With your exhale, round your back, start to look towards your navel, cat. Inhale, come up, lift your chest. Exhale, lower your gaze towards your navel, around your back. Inhale up. Exhale, round your back. Inhale up. Really use your pelvic floor here, tilting up and down. Exhale, look towards your navel. Inhale up. And exhale, round your back. Inhale, come into a neutral position. Take a breath here, really strong arms and legs. And with your next inhale, come all the way onto your heels. Walk your hands towards your knees and then cross your feet from underneath you towards the front of the mat into Dandasana, mountain pose. Make sure your heels are pressing into the mat underneath you. Your hands are by your sides, pressing into the mat underneath you. Really strong and long, elongated spine. Your hands are really strong in the mat. Your heels are strong. Legs are engaged. One more breath here. And with your next inhale, reach your arms up straight towards the ceiling. Maybe you look towards your fingertips. Keep reaching, your shoulders are down away from your ears. And then exhale, come over your thighs. Maybe your hands touch your outer feet. And then have a really long back here. Look in between your shins. Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Try to lengthen your spine with every inhale. And with every exhale, maybe you can come a little bit closer towards your thighs with your torso. And with your next inhale, bring your right hand onto the outside of your left foot. So you're crossing over. Your left arm comes towards the back straight. With your inhale, lift your leg up and come into an upright position, twisting towards the left side. Keep your fingers together to keep the energy within inside your body. Maybe you can lengthen with every inhale, and with every exhale, twist a little bit more through your solar plexus, through the center of your body. One more inhale here, and then with your exhale, let your leg back onto the mat, cross over from above your right arm, your left hand comes onto the outside of your right foot. Take a breath here, really strong, long spine. Exhale, move a little bit closer to your thighs. And then inhale, reach your right arm up, lift your leg up, come into an upright position. Breathe here. Inhale, lengthen your spine through the crown of your head. And exhale, maybe you can twist and look towards the back a little bit more. One more inhale here. And then exhale, lower your leg back down. Cross again, this time your right arm comes above your left arm. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, maybe you can come a little bit more over your thighs. With your next exhale, release your hands. Right hand around right foot, left hand around left foot. And then maybe you can bend your knees slightly, roll yourself up, and then lift one leg at a time into boat pose. Your arms come above your head, shoulders again away from your ears. You can stay here, or you can straighten your legs, or you bring your feet onto the mat, slightly touching, not all the way, so you have still some weight in your pelvic floor. And then interlace your hands, create a fist with both hands, bring your hands in front of you. With your inhale, stay here, lengthen your spine. With your exhale, twist towards the right. Look towards the right, your arms guide you. Inhale up, into center. Exhale to the left. Inhale up to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale left. Inhale to center. Maybe you can come a little bit lower with your upper body. And then exhale to right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Release. Come all the way back up. Bring your feet from underneath into your Virasana Thunderbolt pose again. From here, place your hands next to your knees, tuck your toes under, and come all the way into Uttanasana, forward fold. If you want, you can grab the opposing elbows and ragdoll from side to side. Release your head, and then lower above your thighs all the way. 1 or 2 more breaths here. And then place your hands back underneath your shoulders and start walking all the way towards the front of the mat into Phalakasana, high plank. Make sure that your fingertips are strong into the mat underneath you. Your hands are strong in the mat underneath you. And then make sure that you're not falling in between your upper arms with your shoulders. So your shoulder blades are not drawing together. They're widening. You can also do a few like this, falling in between and lifting yourself up again to really feel how strong your shoulders can be. And then stay up and move to the front and to the back a little bit, warming up your wrists. And then lower your knees onto the mat. Shift over your wrists and come into Chaturanga. Lift back up. Lower Chaturanga. Lift back up. One more, lower Chaturanga. Lift back up. Come all the way back into Phalakasana. And then move into your child's pose, Balasana, onto your heels with your hips. Make sure your fingertips are strong. Maybe you can ground your head into the mat. With your inhale, come onto your hands into tabletop position. Again, make sure that your knees are hip distance apart. Have a really strong core here. And then with your inhale, lift your left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. And with your exhale, bring your left arm through your right arm all the way to the right side. Maybe your cheek comes onto the mat. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, thread through. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, thread through. Stay here, place your cheek onto the mat, your left cheek this time. You can stay here with your right arm, or you walk your right hand towards the front of the mat and then stretch the whole right side of the body. Make sure the back of your feet are pressing into the mat underneath you. And with your inhale, walk your hand back next to your face. Reach your left arm up. And exhale, hands underneath your shoulders. Do the same on the other side. Inhale, lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. Twist open to the right. Exhale, thread through. Right cheek on mat. Inhale up. Exhale, thread through. Inhale up. Exhale, thread through. Stay here. Maybe your left hand comes all the way towards the front onto your fingertips, stretching your left side of the body. The back of your feet are pressing into the mat. And then with your inhale, place your hand next to your face again. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. And exhale, hands underneath your shoulders. Come back onto your heels. Walk your hands back into Virasana, Thunderbolt pose. Hands to your heart center. Take a breath here. With your inhale, come back into tabletop position. Again, make sure your fingers are widely spread, fingertips pressing into the mat. Then lift your right leg all the way towards the back, parallel to the mat. Your left arm comes up parallel to the mat. And then you have a really strong core here. With your exhale, guide your elbow and knee together, engaging your core. Inhale up. Exhale, elbow, knee together. Inhale up. Exhale, elbow, knee together. Inhale up. Exhale, elbow, knee together. Inhale up. Exhale, elbow and knee together. Inhale up. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower down. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. You do the other side. Lift your left leg towards the back, parallel to the mat. Your right arm comes up. Strong core. Exhale, knee, elbow together. Inhale up. Engage your core. Exhale, knee and elbow together. Inhale up. Exhale, elbow and knee together. Inhale up. Exhale, elbow and knee together. Inhale up. One last. Exhale, elbow and knee together. Inhale up. Stay here for 5. Strong core. 3, 2, 1. And lower down. Come seated back onto your heels. Walk your hands back. Take your hands one more time into your heart center. And with your next inhale, place your hands underneath or next to your knees. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Come into Uttanasana, forward fold. With your next inhale, start to bend your knees. Sit back down towards the back. Lift your arms up above your head into chair pose. Your pelvis is tilting towards the front. Your shoulders are away from your ears. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then shift towards the right. Your left elbow comes onto your right upper thigh. Breathe here for 2 more breaths. Twisting through the solar plexus, firing up your inner body. With your next inhale, come back to center. Reach your arms up above your head. Come into an upright position, Tadasana, mountain pose. And then exhale, fold over your thighs into Uttanasana. Inhale, hands onto your shins. Come in to a half lift. Look up, your back is straight. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Maybe you can grab your ankles, maybe your big toes. Try to bring your toes as close to your knees as possible. You can also have a slight bend in your knees. And then with your next inhale, walk your feet mat width apart. Come onto your toes, your heels come up, your hands stay on the mat underneath you if available. Hold here, hold, hold, hold. Then start to bend your knees. Come with your pelvis closer towards the mat and then release your heels onto the mat into yogi squat. Malasana, hands into heart center. Look up, straighten your back by guiding your elbows or your knees out with your elbows. With your next inhale, walk your hands towards the front of the mat. Bring your feet back together into Phalakasana, high plank. Strong core here, strong center of the body. And then if you want, you can again release your knees onto the mat. Come into Chaturanga, lift yourself up. Chaturanga, lift up. Chaturanga, lift up and come all the way into Balasana, child's pose. Your head onto the mat, your arms engaged. Maybe come onto your fingertips. With your next inhale, walk your hands towards your knees again. Come into a thunderbolt pose, Virasana, hands to heart center. Take a breath here. And with your inhale, place your hands back onto the mat. Tuck your toes under and lift your pelvis up into Uttanasana, forward fold. With your next inhale, bend your knees, sit back down into chair pose, Uttanasana. Lift your arms up towards the ceiling. Your shoulder blades are drawing together, shoulders away from your ears. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Rotate towards the left, so to the other side. A few breaths here. Keep on smiling while you feel the inner fire within your solar plexus through the twist. Your knees are in one line. And then inhale, come back to center. Reach your arms up, come into standing Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Walk your feet mat width apart again, hands onto the mat underneath you. Come up with your heels into toes. Hold, hold, and then lower your pelvis down. And your heels come onto the mat into Malasana Yogi Squat. Guide your knees outward with your elbows, hands to heart center. Look to the front and smile. With your next inhale, walk your hands towards the front of the mat, again into Phalakasana, high plank, feet together. And then we do the Chaturanga thing again. So shift your weight above your wrist, lower down into 90 degrees, come back up. Lower down, come back up. Lower down, come back up, and then come into child's pose. Balasana. Come onto your fingertips, engage your arms, rotate. Root your head into the mat underneath you. With your inhale, walk your hands towards your knees again. Come into an upright position, hands to heart center, Virasana. And then with your next inhale, tuck your toes under, lift your pelvis up into Uttanasana, forward fold. With your next inhale, reach your arms up again, sit back into Utkatasana, chair pose. And with your inhale, come all the way up, your hands to heart center. This time we start lifting up our right leg towards the front. And then bend your knee and place your ankle onto your left thigh, right above your knee. Sit down again into chair pose. You can take your arms up again or keep them in heart center and then come as low as you can with your upper body. Maybe your elbow and knee and elbow and foot touches. Make sure that your right foot is flexed. And then keep on smiling. Maybe sit a little bit closer towards the mat. And then with your inhale, come back up, lift your arms up, lift your leg up. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. Hold, hold, and release back down. Hands over heart center, come into Uttanasana, forward fold. With your next inhale, walk your feet mat width apart again. Lift your heels, come onto your toes. Engage your core here for 3, 2, 1. And lower your pelvis, bend your knees, and come into Malasana, Yogi Squat. Hands to heart center. And then with your next inhale, walk towards the front of the mat into Phalakasana. Step your feet together and lower all the way into Balasana right away. Inhale, walk your hands towards your upper body. Lift yourself up into an upright position. Hands to heart center. Take a breath here. And then with your inhale, tuck your toes under. Come into Uttanasana, forward fold. With your inhale, sit back down, bend your knees, come into chair pose. And then exhale, lift yourself all the way up, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Start to peel off your left leg this time, all the way up, straight to the front. Bend your knee and place your ankle above your right thigh, right above your knee. Sit back down into chair pose, maybe reach your arms towards the front and up. Or place your hands into your heart center and come as low as you can. Maybe elbow touching knee and elbow touching foot. Stay here and breathe. Maybe come a little bit lower. Keep your corners of the mouth up and smiling. And with your next inhale, reach your arms slowly up, reach your leg up in front of you. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. Hold, hold, and lower back down, lower into Uttanasana, forward fold. With your next inhale, pivot your feet, mat width apart again, come onto your toes. Your hands are pressing into the mat underneath you. Engage your core here. Maybe you look in between your fingers. Maybe you look towards the back. Hold here. And then slowly lower your hips back down. Bring your heels onto the mat. Come into Malasana. 1 breath here. And then with your next inhale, walk towards the front of the mat again. Place your feet together, Phalakasana, high plank. And then maybe through Chaturanga, lower yourself onto the mat and come all the way into Balasana, Child's Pose. With your next inhale, walk your hands towards your knees again, come into an upright position, hands to your heart center, Thunderbolt Pose, Virasana. And then with your inhale, tuck your toes under, come all the way into your Uttanasana, forward fold. With your next inhale, lower your buttocks down, bend your knees, come into chair pose again, arms lift up. Exhale, hands to heart center, stand up into Tadasana. Start to peel off your right leg again. Place it onto your left thigh and then lower yourself all the way over your thigh. So your hands come onto the mat underneath you, underneath your shoulders. From here, you can stay here or you walk your hands, one hand further towards the front and then start to bend your elbows like in Chaturanga. That's why we did them. Your right foot is around your left upper arm. Your right knee on top of your right upper arm. And then you can start bending into your arms and maybe lifting your back foot off the mat into a baby flying pigeon. Maybe you can hold it. Maybe you are just trying to lift up. Wherever you are, hold here for 3, 2, 1, and release your leg. Place your foot all the way onto the back of the mat again. Bring your hands into your heart center and then lift yourself slowly up again into standing, hands above your head. Your right leg comes towards the front and then step into Uttanasana, fold over your thighs. Take a breath here. Release everything, maybe come again mat width apart. This time without coming onto your toes. Stay here for a few breaths. Maybe hold your ankles. Pull yourself a little closer towards your thighs. And then place your hands underneath your shoulders. Come onto your toes again. And then bend your knees immediately. Bring your heels back onto the mat. Malasana. Yogi squat, hands in your heart center. Inhale, walk towards the front of the mat. Hands underneath your shoulders, step your feet back together. And then lower through Chaturanga all the way onto the mat. And all the way into Balasana, Child's Pose. With your inhale, walk your hands towards your knees again. Come into an upright position, hands to your heart center. And then inhale, tuck your toes under, lift your pelvis up into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, sit back down, chair pose, lift your arms up. Exhale, come all the way up into standing Tadasana. Inhale, lift your left leg up, bend your knee and place your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Sit back down into Uttanasana. This time your hands come directly onto the mat underneath you. Maybe step your hands a little bit further towards the front. And we do the baby flying pigeon on this side again. So you lower your elbows towards the mat. And then you shift your weight over your hands. It's really important to keep your elbows tucked together. And then start lifting off your back foot. Wherever you are, stay there for 3. Engage your core. 2, 1. And then lower back down. Come all the way up into standing the way you came in. Lift your leg towards the front. Step it back down, hands above you. And lower into Uttanasana, forward fold. Walk your feet mat width apart again. Hands underneath your shoulders. Lift your heels. And then lower down into Malasana. Yogi squat. One breath here. Inhale, walk your hands towards the front of the mat. Come into Phalakasana, step your feet together, and then lower yourself all the way through Chaturanga onto the mat underneath you. This time you stay on the mat, your hands on top of each other, elbows sticking out, Makarasana, crocodile pose. Take a breath or two here. And then with your next inhale, start to bend your knees towards your buttocks and grab the outside of your feet with your hands. We're coming into Dhanurasana, bow pose, to massage our inner organs one more time, a little bit more. You can also grab your ankles if that's more available. You can also use a strap. And then start lifting your thighs, start lifting your upper body. And press your hands or your feet into your hands, lifting up a little bit more. Keep your thighs parallel to each other. Look down in front of your mat or up, whatever is comfortable for your neck. Keep your core engaged. And then exhale, lower slowly back down. Release your legs. Bring your hands underneath your forehead again. We do this one more time. So bend your knees, your heels towards your buttocks. This time grab your ankles or the outside of your feet, whatever you didn't do last time. And then start lifting up again. And stay here. Maybe you can roll from front to back a little bit, massaging your inner organs. And then exhale, slowly release. Release your legs, release your forehead onto your hands. And then shift from side to side a little bit. Releasing any tension in your lower back. With your next inhale, place your hands underneath your shoulders and shift all the way back into Child's Pose Balasana. Take one breath here. And with your next inhale, walk your hands towards your feet again, or towards your knees. Your feet come crossing underneath you towards the front. Maybe you want to sit a little bit closer towards the center of your mat. Press your heels again into the mat underneath you, Dandasana. Your hands by your sides. Strong core, strong legs. And with your inhale, reach your arms up above you. And then exhale, fold over your thighs into Paschimottanasana again. This time you can release your neck as well. Maybe come all the way onto your knees. Place your right hand on the outside of your left foot again. You know what's coming. Left arm towards the back. And then lift your leg up. Stay here in this twist for 3, 2, 1. And then exhale, release your leg. Cross over with your hands, your left hand onto the outside of your right foot. Reach your right arm towards the back, and then lift your right leg up. Twist towards the right. Again, for 3 breaths. Inhale here. And then exhale, lower your leg, cross again, lengthen your spine. And then with your exhale, release your arms and fold over your thighs one last time. Inhale, roll yourself up. Bring your feet onto the mat and then your arms towards the front. Lower yourself all the way, vertebra by vertebra, onto the mat underneath you. Go as slow as you can, using your core again. Firing up one last time. And then when you reach the mat underneath you, release your head onto the mat. Bring your knees towards your chest. Hug your knees in. Maybe rock from side to side a little bit. And then find stillness. Take a breath here. And then release your hands to your sides. Palms facing towards the mat. Lift one leg at a time into legs up the wall pose. Maybe you want to alternate between point and flex with your feet or rotate your feet. Do whatever feels good right now. And then find stillness and hold here for a few breaths. Maybe you feel all the blood going out of your feet. That's okay. That's what we want. So when the blood comes in again, it will regenerate the cells within our feet. As we usually stand on our feet all day long, they don't get much renewal throughout the day or throughout the night. So it's very good to do this once in a while, maybe even each day for a minute or two, or maybe even 10 minutes at once. Take one more deep breath here. And with your next exhalation, lower one leg, then the other one, bending your knees. Bring some blood into your feet again before we go into our final posture. With your next inhale, straighten your legs up towards the ceiling again, and then start to lift up your pelvic floor. Maybe you use your hands to help yourself keep your neck straight. When you're now in this position, your feet come above your head all the way towards the back of your mat. Your knees are right above your head. Into plow pose, halasana. Maybe your feet touch the mat or the ground behind you, maybe not. Wherever they are, that's okay. You can keep your hands on your lower back, or you can place them back onto the mat, palms facing the mat or the ground. And then make sure that your neck is really long, so you have some space between your chest and your chin. Hold for one more deep breath into the belly. And then with your next inhale, slowly start to lower vertebra by vertebra. Bring your legs all the way straight towards the front of your mat. Keep them hovering above the mat. Maybe lift your arms, maybe lift your upper body, your head. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, maybe you start shivering, that's okay. 2, 1. And release all the way down. Let your feet fall outward. Take your palms towards the ceiling. And then release all the muscles within your body. Release your face muscles, maybe by lifting your eyebrows. Release. Shift your jaw from side to side. Release. Maybe squeeze your eyes together one last time, a little bit closer. Release. And then let your breath do the rest. Guide you in a deeper, more relaxed Savasana with each exhalation. All the tension in your muscles release more and more. And then maybe you think about the intention that you set in the beginning of the practice one last time. And repeat it to yourself 3 more times. This time with meaning. Everything we experience is based on the resonance of our own frequency. Any change that we take results in consequences. We transform our energy into actions. And these actions they give a signal to the universal power. And this universal power gives us the opportunity to create new actions, to create new things for us in our lives, like relationships. And the question is, for us, what is it that we want to put our energy, our inner power, our inner strength into? What consequences do we want in our lives? What consequences do we need in our life? So ask yourself, what are the people the actions, the timings that you need to create the life that you want. Slowly start to come back to your breath. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms above your head and stretch yourself from side to side. Roll yourself onto one side. Maybe by taking your knees to your chest first. And then find your way into your physical body, into your surroundings, into the room or the nature that you're in. Connect back to Mother Earth. Connect back to your human power. And when you feel ready, use one hand to press yourself up gently into a comfortable seated position. Take your hands to your heart center. Slightly nod your head towards your fingertips. Thank yourself for finding that inner power today. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then leave me a like, a comment, and maybe subscribe to my channel.